when a gorilla loses control. It doesn't scream, it doesn't charge, it doesn't attack, it goes silent, it sits down, it doesn't move. Something inside has already collapsed. No one notices, not until it's too late for everything. Welcome to my channel. My name is James. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about gorilla psychology. Let's get into it. Enjoy. The gorilla sits, completely still. It isn't resting, it isn't waiting, it is simply sitting. You see a gorilla, a massive presence. 200 kilograms of muscle. Arms, like concrete. Hands, bigger than a human head. Enough power to destroy almost anything, but it doesn't use it. It sits there. Controlled. You assume everything is normal. You assume everything is in place. But you don't realize the stillness is a decision, a conscious choice. Every second, the gorilla chooses not to attack, chooses not to run, chooses not to display power, that is, control. Not strength, not size. Not muscle. Control is the ability to dominate the storm inside. Hidden systems are working, deep inside the body, measuring reactions, evaluating threats, calculating timing, deciding when to move, deciding when to stay silent. The system works perfectly, invisible, unnoticed. The gorilla moves within the group. The alpha male is there. He looks at it. Nothing happens, you say. A calm gorilla, no danger. And you are wrong. Danger is always present, every second, every breath. Control holds it back. Everything is systemically contained. This is learned over years, earned within social hierarchy. Young gorillas learn by watching, by imitating. They learn which fights matter, which threats are real. When a display is enough, control isn't practiced, it's lived. Every movement is measured, every look calculated, every step deliberate. A young male approaches, misjudges distance, gets too close. The alpha looks, that's all, no movement, no attack. The young male understands, steps back, corrects distance. That is the power of control. No sound, no motion. Presence alone is enough, because controlling reaction is harder than controlling strength. Watch the gorilla move through the forest. Slow, methodical, every step intentional. It could run, break trees, charge. It doesn't. Not because it can't, because it chooses not to. Something inside regulates impulse, suppresses reaction, maintains timing. A perfect system, hard to break. This is no longer instinct. This is governance. A self-controlled architecture built over years, etched into the nervous system, knowing when to attack, when to stay silent, when to blend into the background. Gorillas don't just learn control. They live inside it. Every breath, every stare, every encounter, eye contact with another, male, protecting an infant, sharing or claiming food. The system never stops it. Calibrates, constant, calculates, constant calculations, balance, proportion. Genius level regulation. Control is tension, constant. Tension. Power is always there, ready, but never released, held, contained, managed, and this is the gorilla's greatest strength, choosing not to use power when it could. That legendary decision-making mechanism, this is it. But now, there is one detail. Something changes. Same forest, same group, same routine. But something is different, subtle, tiny, invisible. No one notices. Not yet. Asterisk. The first crack. The first sign. The first error, not in the body, not in the muscles, not in the reflexes, in the system, in timing, in decisions, in reaction speed. And once this fracture begins, everything else is already doomed. The gorilla hears a sound, leaves rustling maybe 30 meters away, inside dense vegetation. Normally, it means nothing. Background noise, forest music. This time, it stops, turns its head, waits 5 seconds, maybe 6, then it moves again. You wouldn't notice. You'd say, it heard something, checked, moved on. Normal behavior, but it eyes in single quotes. The timing is wrong. A gorilla should not pause like this. It should not stand exposed, head turned, waiting to listen. Information processing should already be done. Hear, analyze, ignore, or react. One flow, no gaps, no hesitation. If hesitation exists, the end is close. This pause isn't caution, it's hesitation, and hesitation is not something gorillas do. They act or they don't. There is no in-dash between no internal debate, no reconsideration, until now watch it approach a water source. It needs water. The path is clear, no threat, just distance, and walking simple, but it stops, looks at the water, turns its head, scans surroundings, looks again, then moves. 3 seconds, maybe 4. No one finds it. Strange. Gorillas are careful, you say, but they already evaluated everything 40 meters earlier when they first saw the water, smelled it, logged the environment, decision already made. Animals have had autopilot long before cars did, but now, standing at the water, it must decide again, then again. The automatic system misfires. Input, pause, processing, pause, output, pauses, where none should exist. Timing is everything in the forest. In groups, in survival, timing is the difference between eating and starving, leading and following. Control and loss of control, and this gorilla's timing is breaking down, not because it's injured, not sick, not externally damaged. Something inside malfunctioned silently. NVISIBLY, a system failure, and in the animal world, this is called the beginning of the end. Delays increase, 7 seconds, 10, at the water's edge. Ready to drink, head lowered, but it doesn't drink, it waits, as if seeking permission from a system that no longer authorizes action, unthinkable for a gorilla. And in that gap, control begins to dissolve, not loudly, not violently. Quietly, like a foundation crumbling stone by stone. No one notices. Not yet. The gorilla still looks like a gorilla. Walks like one, sits like one, eats like one. Everything looks the same inside. Order is gone. A young male approaches too closely. Normally, this triggers an automatic response. Instant looka sound. A movement, back, off, less than a second. But now there's delay. 2 seconds, 3. The gorilla looks, but no command comes. The system is offline. The young male waits. Uncomfortable. Uncertainty is dangerous. Eventually, he retreats on his own. Control doesn't end in a dramatic moment. There is no visible Transformation, it just stops working. Quietly structures remain, neural pathways, learned behaviors, social rules, but connections are gone. Synchronization is lost. The gorilla approaches a food source. Another male is there, younger, smaller, normally. Easy, size assessment, posture reading, threat calculation, decision. In fractions of a second. Automatic. Now it just stands there. No movement, no decision that the other male eats. This gorilla should approach or wait. One or the other, but it does neither. Body ready, mind silent. The internal authority that once issued commands is gone. Not fear. Fear produces action. This is absence. Avoid. Psychological collapse. Asterisk, asterisk. The gorilla walks away from the food. Toward the group stops. Turns back. Returns to the food. Stops. Again, no decision exists. No guiding logic. Just directionless motion. Purposeless action. Muscles work. Heart beats, lungs breathe. The physical system is intact, but the system that decides what the body should do is offline, and no one knows. Other gorillas don't notice. The group doesn't notice. Collapse is invisible, psychological. The gorilla still eats, drinks, exists. In the group, everything looks normal. Nothing is normal. It no longer controls anything. It just happens. A mass moving through space. Breathing. Walking. Existing. But the inside is gone. The control center is disappearing. Not broken, not damaged, gone. Like shutting down a main power line. Everything stands in place, but nothing functions. You say, healthy gorilla, alpha male, and you are wrong. The collapse already happened, days ago, weeks ago maybe, longer. Even the gorilla may not realize it. Psychology matters. If psychology isn't intact, the body won't last. The gorilla is alive, not injured, not physically ill, but it is no longer living. It is being carried by momentum, by habit, by echoes of pre-collapse behavior. And for a gorilla, this is worse than death. Watch it in the group it once led. Same area, same routines, but movement is empty, hollow. It goes to rest because it always has, not because it decides to rest. Routine continues, but the mind that created it is gone. After control comes autopilot, not chaos, not madness, autonomy without authority, no inner voice, no safety. Calculation. Another alpha approaches the territory. This should trigger defense. Chest beating. Vocalization. Charge or retreat. But nothing happens. Not fear, not surrender. Absence. The other alpha eats in territory once defended. The gorilla turns and walks away, not defeated, not fleeing, just walking, because walking is default behavior. Days pass, it still moves, still exists, but leadership is gone. No territory, just places, no strategy, just repetition, no control, just motion, and no one sees it. Psychological. Wounds don't bleed. You could study this gorilla for hours. Record data, chart movements, data would say. Normal because collapse leaves no mark, it just removes command. A moving body, a ruined being. The control center is empty like an abandoned building. Standing. Lights off. Doors open. No one inside, and the gorilla walks through the forest. Alive, but not there. Humans are the same. Psychological collapse goes unnoticed because bodies continue. Life continues. People become living dead. They smile, work, eat, but no one is home. Control abandoned, lights off, and no one knows. Life is cruel. You don't see the invisible. You don't hear the silent. You only realize something went wrong when it's too late. Asterisk. The gorilla sits in the group. Others play, eat, socialize. Life continues. The gorilla watches, doesn't join, body present, spirit absent. Depression has entered. Once control is lost, it doesn't return. Control is not a muscle, it's architecture, and when architecture collapses, only ruins remain. Ruins can move, breathe, exist, but they cannot rebuild because the builder is gone, the planner is gone, only the body remains. The forest continues. Days pass, no one notices. One day, even the body will stop. Momentum will end, and only then will people see. But there will be nothing left to see, and the forest will continue because nature does not care about individual tragedy. Maybe one day you will see this. Gorilla sitting.com normal. And you will never know what is missing inside, because some collapses are silent, some deaths invisible, and some endings already happened long ago. This video is over. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care. James.